The collagen supplement industry generates over $3 billion every single year. Millions of people swallow capsules filled with ground-up animal parts, hoping for younger skin and stronger joints. But here is what they never tell you. Collagen cannot be absorbed whole. Your stomach acid breaks it apart before it reaches your skin. Meanwhile, an herb growing across tropical Asia does something entirely different. It does not give you collagen. It tells your cells to manufacture their own. Research shows this single plant increased collagen production by nearly 78%. At the end of this video, you will know exactly what this herb is, why a billion people already use it, and how to grow it yourself for essentially free while the supplement industry hopes you never find out. Walk into any health food store today. The shelves overflow with collagen products, powders in sleek containers, capsules promising eternal youth, celebrity endorsements on every label. The global collagen supplements market is estimated at $3.75 billion in 2026 and is projected to grow to $5.82 billion by 2031 at a 9.2% compound annual growth rate. Collagen has been one of the supplement industry's biggest success stories, with sales surging 50% over the past 3 years. The marketing message is simple: eat collagen, get collagen, your skin will glow, your joints will heal, your hair will thicken. It sounds logical. It sounds scientific. It sounds like exactly what your body needs. But here is where the story falls apart. The Cleveland Clinic states it plainly. Collagen cannot be absorbed by the body in its whole form. It must be broken down into smaller peptides or amino acids before absorption. Your digestive system does not recognize collagen as collagen. It sees protein. It breaks that protein into pieces. Those pieces scatter throughout your body wherever proteins are needed. You cannot direct those fragments to your face. You cannot send them specifically to your knees. Your body uses these amino acids for whatever it needs most urgently. Maybe that is your heart muscle. Maybe that is your liver. Maybe it never reaches your skin at all. A 2024 study published in Trends in Food Science and Technology revealed something even more troubling. Collagen peptides frequently fail to achieve and sustain effective levels in the bloodstream. Small peptides like dipeptides and tripeptides get absorbed rapidly in the small intestine. They cause transient spikes in blood levels that quickly decline. The effect is temporary. The benefit is questionable. Think about what this means. You spend $30 on a monthly supply of collagen powder. You mix it into your morning coffee religiously. The powder dissolves. You drink it. Your stomach acid attacks it immediately. Enzymes slice it into fragments. Those fragments enter your bloodstream briefly. Then they disperse. Your skin cells never received a delivery notice. But the problem goes deeper than absorption. Your body does not build collagen from collagen alone. It requires specific cofactors. The most critical one is vitamin C. Without vitamin C, the entire collagen synthesis process stalls. Vitamin C acts as a cofactor for hydroxylase enzymes. These enzymes modify proline and lysine. These amino acids form the backbone of collagen structure. The National Institutes of Health explains that without vitamin C, the critical hydroxylation step cannot occur. The collagen formed may be unstable and less effective. Even with adequate amino acids from supplements, your body cannot properly construct collagen fibers if vitamin C status is insufficient. This is the hidden bottleneck. Collagen production is not limited only by raw materials. It is limited by enzymatic activity. It is limited by the cellular machinery that assembles those materials. Swallowing more raw materials does not fix a machinery problem. Now consider the economics of this industry. The global collagen supplements market is projected to grow from $2.78 billion in 2026 to $4.74 billion by 2034. The market is driven by rising consumer awareness of preventive health, aging population dynamics, and the growing integration of functional nutrition into everyday diets. Yet most consumers never question whether the products actually work as advertised. Collagen supplements require repeat purchases. The subscription model dominates. You finish one container, you order another. The supply chain never ends. Companies source collagen from cattle hides in Brazil, from fish scales in Vietnam, from chicken cartilage in processing plants across Asia. Industrial extraction, chemical purification, spray drying, encapsulation, quality control, cold chain shipping. Every step adds cost. Every step adds profit margin. Animal-based ingredients accounted for 85.52% of the collagen supplements market in 2025. The bovine segment dominated the market and accounted for the largest revenue share of 35.3% in 2024 due to its widespread availability, cost-effectiveness, and well-established extraction processes. What if there was another approach entirely? What if instead of swallowing processed animal parts, you could activate the cells that build collagen? What if you could flip the switch on your own production machinery? What if that switch was a plant that grows like a weed in tropical climates? This is not a hypothetical scenario. This plant exists. It has existed for 3,000 years. 500 million people across Asia know it well. Western science ignored it for a century. The supplement industry has every reason to keep ignoring it. The plant is called Centella asiatica. In India, they call it Brahmi or Manduka parni. In Indonesia, they call it pegagan. In the Western world, the common name is gotu kola. Traditional healers call it tiger grass because wounded tigers were observed rolling in patches of it to heal their injuries. The herb is listed in the historic Sushruta Samhita, an ancient Indian medical text, and has been used as a medicine in the 8,000-year Vedic tradition of India for thousands of years. In China, known as gotu kola, it is one of the reported miracle elixirs of life known over 2,000 years ago. In Sri Lanka, there is a proverb, 2 leaves a day keeps old age away. They are referring to gotu kola leaves. Families have eaten them for generations, not as medicine, as food, as a routine part of daily nutrition. The naming fragmentation tells a familiar story. Brahmi in one tradition, Manduka parni in another, gotu kola in the West, pennywort in some regions, tiger grass in folklore. Multiple names for one plant means no unified identity, no unified research funding, no unified market presence. The confusion deepened because another plant entirely also uses the name Brahmi. Bacopa monnieri shares that designation in parts of India. 2 different species, same name, botanical chaos. Western researchers struggled to know which studies referred to which plant. The knowledge remained fragmented, but the plant kept growing. It kept spreading. It kept doing what it has always done. Centella asiatica has emerged as a strategic biomass for the sustainable production of high-value biochemicals at the interface of traditional medicine and modern biotechnology. Research emphasizes triterpenoid saponins, including asiaticoside, madecassoside, asiatic acid, and medicassic acid as core bioactive molecules relevant to pharmaceutical, dermatological, nutraceutical, and functional ingredient applications. The mechanism of action is remarkable. Gotu kola does not contain collagen. It contains triterpene compounds. 4 of them matter most: asiaticoside, madecassoside, asiatic acid, and medicassic acid. These molecules do something that collagen supplements cannot do. They communicate directly with your cells. When these triterpenes reach your fibroblasts, they trigger a cascade. Fibroblasts are the cells responsible for producing collagen. They sit in your dermis layer, and they manufacture the structural proteins that keep skin firm and elastic. Normally, these cells slow down with age. They become lazy. They produce less collagen each year after your mid-20s. Gotu kola wakes them up. Research published in the European Medicines Agency Assessment Report found that at 50 milligrams per milliliter of Centella asiatica extract, collagen production increased 3-fold compared to untreated cells. Not 30% more, not 50% more, 300% more. The fibroblasts shifted into high gear. A study in the American Scientific Research Journal tested topical application of a 10% Gotu kola cream. The results showed the highest increase in collagen levels by an average of 77.89%. Additionally, skin hydration improved by 81.58%. One herb, 2 major benefits. The mechanism involves the TGF-beta SMAD pathway. This is a cellular signaling system that controls tissue growth and repair. Asiaticoside and madecassoside activate this pathway. They tell the cell to start producing type 1 and type 3 collagen. These are the most abundant collagen types in human skin. They provide structure and elasticity. A study published in PubMed confirmed that oral administration of both Asiaticoside and Madecassoside enhanced collagen type 3 synthesis by activating skin fibroblasts. This was not a topical effect only. Oral intake of the herb produced measurable results. The titrated extract from Centella asiatica, known as TECA, became a standardized medicinal preparation. It contains 40% Asiaticoside, 30% Asiatic acid, and 30% metacassic acid. Researchers at a French laboratory tested TECA on cultured human fibroblasts. They found it increased collagen synthesis in a dose-dependent fashion. More extract meant more collagen. The relationship was linear and predictable. Asiatic acid emerged as the key player. The same study identified Asiatic acid as the only component responsible for collagen synthesis stimulation. This single molecule drives the primary effect. The other compounds contribute to wound healing and anti-inflammatory benefits. But Asiatic acid is the collagen engine. A 2024 study in the journal Antioxidants examined how these compounds protect against ultraviolet damage. Asiatic acid most potently inhibited UVB-induced MMP generation. MMPs are matrix metalloproteinases. These enzymes break down collagen in your skin. Sun exposure triggers them. Aging accelerates them. Asiatic acid blocks them. The result is increased intracellular collagen levels, protection plus production. This dual action matters enormously. Collagen supplements only attempt to add raw materials. They do nothing to stop collagen breakdown. They do nothing to stimulate production. GoToCola does both simultaneously. It tells cells to build more while preventing destruction of what already exists. Clinical trials on human subjects confirm these laboratory findings. Researchers performed a randomized, double-blind clinical trial on living people. They found significant improvement of the clinical score for wrinkles, significant improvement for suppleness, significant improvement for firmness, significant improvement for roughness, and significant improvement for skin hydration. These were not subjective impressions. These were measured clinical outcomes. Another study examined 60 people with cellulite. Participants applied a GoToCola preparation called Madecassol 4 times daily for 4 months. The results clearly showed a beneficial effect on inhibiting the progression of cellulite. 85% of participants experienced significant improvement in skin condition from an herb that grows wild across Asia. But collagen is not the only benefit. The plant is native to Southeast Asia and has been used traditionally as a brain tonic in Ayurvedic medicine. According to literature surveys, Centella asiatica has been reported to have comprehensive neuroprotection by different modes of action, such as enzyme inhibition, prevention of amyloid plaque formation in Alzheimer's disease, protection against dopamine neurotoxicity in Parkinson's disease, and decreasing oxidative stress. GoToCola is often prescribed for declining cerebral function or lack of attention, as it has been found to protect against oxidative stress and mitochondrial dysfunction in brain cells. Centella accelerates nerve regeneration and repair. Enhanced learning and memory have been observed, and researchers found that the area of the brain involved in learning and recall was positively affected by consumption of GoToCola. Some research suggests that behavior and brain function in children can be improved by taking GoToCola over time, while other studies have shown improvements in reaction time, working memory, and recognition, among many other cognitive functions. A study from 2016 compared the effects of GoToCola extract and folic acid on cognitive function after a stroke. The study assessed 3 groups of participants taking 1,000 milliliters of GoToCola per day, 750 million of GoToCola per day, and 3 milliliters of folic acid per day. The plant also affects circulation. Asiaticoside and Madecassoside strengthen blood vessel walls and improve the integrity of connective tissue throughout the vascular system. European doctors have prescribed Centella asiatica extracts for chronic venous insufficiency, for varicose veins, and for poor circulation in the legs. After a long history of use in the treatment of burns and leprosy, the constituents in Centella asiatica have been found to increase collagen formation in wounds and trigger the dermis to rebuild and heal with minimal scarring. Studies found that collagen synthesis increased in damaged areas, but excessive production, as seen in fibrosis, was prevented when Centella was used. It is this regenerative effect that has led to its inclusion in cosmetic skin preparations and in topical wound creams. For hundreds of years, this well-known folk remedy has been used in Chinese and Indian traditional medicine to promote brain function, prevent cognitive impairments, and enhance memory. Major constituents with a range of pharmacological properties including antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, anti-cancer, hepatoprotective, immunomodulatory, neuroprotective, cardioprotective, and wound healing properties have been identified as pentacyclic triterpenoids. Now the science is accelerating. Researchers from Yunnan Agricultural University and collaborating institutions published their findings in May 2025 in Horticulture Research. The team generated a complete telomere-to telomere genome assembly of Centella asiatica and constructed its three-dimensional chromatin architecture to uncover how genome organization influences triterpenoid biosynthesis. Centella asiatica is widely valued for its triterpenoid saponins, especially asiaticoside and metacasicide, which are used in pharmaceuticals, skincare, and neurological health supplements. However, the lack of a complete genome had limited understanding of how these compounds are synthesized and regulated. This study presents the first telomere-to-telomere genome of Centella asiatica, revealing its evolutionary history and identifying specialized gene clusters and regulatory mechanisms that control triterpenoid saponin biosynthesis. This breakthrough allows scientists to understand exactly how the plant produces its healing compounds. It opens doors to optimize cultivation, and it enables selection of plant varieties with higher active compound concentrations. The research continues to validate what traditional healers knew for millennia. From 2000 to 2025, publication output showed a clear increase with the strongest growth after 2015, driven mainly by studies on extraction, process intensification, and standardization approaches for triterpenoid-rich fractions. Now here is where the story becomes personal. You can grow this plant yourself. Gotu kola thrives in USDA plant hardiness zones 8 through 12. This covers the southern United States, the Gulf Coast, Florida, Southern California, and Hawaii. If you live in cooler climates, grow it as a summer annual, or bring containers indoors for winter protection. Native to the tropics but found across Europe and cultivated in warm greenhouses, Centella asiatica is a tender, low-growing, creeping perennial that loves damp to wet soil. It produces tiny pink flowers in summer under its 5 to kidney-shaped leaves. It grows to a maximum height of 20 centimeters. Although usually at home in a paddy field, it may also be found in rocky areas and walls if the climate is right. The growing requirements are simple. Select a location with partial shade to full sun. The plant tolerates all soil types, but it prefers moist, boggy conditions. Think swampy areas, stream sides, and shady roadsides. In tropical habitats, it covers ground laid bare by fire or construction. It is a pioneer species that colonizes disturbed earth with aggressive enthusiasm. Centella asiatica is a prostrate, stoloniferous species that forms creeping mats with characteristic leaves. Like strawberries, it roots at every node. This is both a feature and a warning. In warm, moist climates, Gotu kola can become invasive. It has naturalized in Hawaii, spread through Pacific Islands, and colonized wetlands in China. The plant wants to grow. Your job is containment, not encouragement. For most gardeners, container growing offers the best approach. Use a pot with drainage holes and fill it with a moisture-retentive potting mix. Plant your starter in water frequently. In hot weather, daily watering may be necessary. The plant wilts dramatically when dry, but recovers quickly when watered. Space plants 2 feet apart if growing in beds. They will spread to fill available space. Field-grown Gotu kola can get quite large. Several pounds of harvest per plant is achievable. The more you harvest, the more it grows. Cutting stimulates branching. Branching produces more leaves. More leaves mean more medicine. Propagation could not be easier. The runners produce daughter plants constantly. Each node can become a new plant. Dig up a rooted section, transplant it, and you are done. One purchase creates an unlimited supply. No annual seed buying, no subscription required. A clear understanding of the botanical traits and morphotypes of Centella asiatica is important for optimizing cultivation and improving batch-to-batch consistency of marker content. Considerable morphological variation exists among morphotypes, which has implications for their cultivation and industrial applications. Now consider how to use what you grow. The leaves are edible. They taste mildly bitter with a slight sweetness. Some describe hints of parsley or celery. In Sri Lanka, they make a traditional preparation called gotu kola sambal, fresh leaves mixed with coconut and spices. In Vietnam, they add the leaves to summer rolls. In Indonesia, they blend them into beverages. You can eat the leaves raw in salads. 2 to 3 leaves daily represents a traditional dose. You can steep dried leaves as tea. You can powder dried leaves and encapsulate them yourself. The options multiply based on your preference and creativity. A typical daily dose reported includes 600 milligrams of dried leaves or infusion. Single-dose capsules range from 300 to 680 milligrams taken 3 times daily. A 10 milligram concentrated extract is also available in capsules. Other preparations include Madacassel tablets, 10 milligrams 3 times daily, a tincture of 1 milliliter, and Madacassel ointment applied twice daily. To make a tea, add 1 to 2 teaspoons, equivalent to 5 to 10 grams, to about 2-3 of a cup of boiling water. Allow it to steep for 10 to 15 minutes. 3 cups a day are usually suggested. A standardized Centella Asiatica extract containing up to 100% total saponins or triterpenoids at 60 milligrams once or twice per day is frequently used in modern herbal medicine. Clinical studies have used doses ranging from 60 to 450 milliliters of extract daily. These study durations suggest the herb works through a cumulative effect. Consistency matters more than intensity. Some important cautions deserve mention. Gotu kola is metabolized by the liver. If you have existing liver disease, consult a healthcare provider before use. High doses over extended periods have rarely been associated with liver concerns. Moderation in cycling may be prudent approaches. Pregnant women and those trying to conceive should avoid the plant. Historical use includes contraceptive applications. The mechanism is not fully understood, but the traditional warning persists. Some individuals experience skin irritation when handling the fresh plant. Test a small amount first. Allergic reactions are possible, though uncommon. Because of its beneficial role in neuroprotection, the plant has been considered as a brain tonic. However, limited cultivation, poor seed viability with a low germination rate, and overexploitation for decades have led to severe depletion and threatened wild stocks. This makes home cultivation even more valuable. You can help preserve the species while harvesting your own supply sustainably. These cautions apply to any herb. They do not diminish the documented benefits. They inform responsible use. Now step back and see the larger picture. The collagen supplement industry sells you dependency, monthly purchases, recurring charges, supply chain stretching across continents, processing facilities, marketing budgets, shareholder returns. Every step extracts value from your wallet. Despite strong demand, the collagen supplements market faces several structural and regulatory challenges. High production costs, particularly for hydrolyzed and specialty collagen variants, can restrict affordability and limit adoption in price-sensitive regions. Variability in raw material sourcing, especially from animal-based inputs, introduces supply chain vulnerabilities and ethical concerns. Inconsistent product quality across brands has also led to consumer skepticism in some markets. Additionally, vegetarian and vegan consumer segments often resist animal-derived supplements, limiting market penetration unless alternative fermentation-based collagen technologies mature further. Gotu Kola offers independence, one plant purchase, unlimited propagation, free medicine growing in your garden or on your windowsill. No corporation benefits from this transaction. No quarterly earnings improve when you harvest your own leaves. The research exists. The mechanism is documented. The clinical trials show results. Yet most Western consumers have never heard the name Gotu Kola. The information was always available. The knowledge was never hidden. It simply was not marketed. It could not be profitably marketed. What cannot be patented cannot be monopolized. With the global resurgence in interest toward plant-based medicines and natural health products, Centella Asiatica has emerged as a model species, bridging traditional use and modern scientific validation. However, despite centuries of anecdotal evidence supporting its efficacy, translating this botanical legacy into standardized, clinically effective, and regulatory compliant health products remains challenging. Think about the economics of attention. Collagen brands spend millions on advertising. Influencers receive free products and payments to promote powders. Algorithms surface sponsored content. The message reaches you repeatedly. Collagen peptides, marine collagen, hydrolyzed collagen. The words become familiar through sheer repetition. Who advertises Go-To Cola? What corporation funds awareness campaigns for a plant anyone can grow? What influencer partnership promotes something you buy once and never need to purchase again? The silence is not conspiracy. The silence is economics. Attention flows toward profit. But you know that collagen supplements face fundamental absorption challenges. You know that your body cannot direct those fragments where you want them. You know that collagen synthesis requires cofactors and cellular machinery. You know that an herb exists which activates that machinery directly. You know that research shows threefold increases in collagen production. You know that clinical trials document improvements in wrinkles, firmness, and hydration. You know that the active compounds also protect against collagen breakdown. You know that the plant offers additional benefits for brain health, circulation, and wound healing. You know that Go-To Cola grows aggressively in warm climates. You know it spreads via runners like strawberries. You know it can be grown in containers in cooler regions. You know the leaves are edible raw or as tea. You know that traditional cultures have consumed it daily for 3,000 years. You know that the supplement industry will not tell you this. They have no incentive to promote their own obsolescence. You know that the knowledge was always available in Ayurvedic texts, in Chinese pharmacopoeias, and traditional practices across Asia. Centella Asiatica has attracted significant scientific interest due to its extensive medicinal properties and long-established use in traditional medicine. Reviews synthesize recent advances in the technological exploitation of Centella Asiatica, covering the extraction of bioactive constituents to product development. Centella Asiatica is better known as Go-To Cola and has been used in India for cerebral and cognitive support for many years. Not only does it work on repairing and protecting brain cells, it also acts in the same way on cells in the cardiovascular system, connective tissue, skin, and cartilage, making it a powerful herb with many applications related to the body's healing process. The plant does not care about market dynamics. It cares about spreading. It cares about covering ground. It cares about reproducing through runners, seeds, and nodes that root wherever they touch soil. For 3,000 years, it has pursued this single agenda. It will continue for 3,000 more. Consider the contrast once more. On one side, you have a multi-billion-dollar industry selling processed animal parts shipped across oceans and plastic containers. Products that your body breaks down before they reach their intended destination. Products that require monthly repurchasing. Products are backed by marketing budgets larger than the research budgets studying their actual effectiveness. On the other side, you have a plant, a simple green herb with kidney-shaped leaves growing in pots on windowsills across Thailand, spreading through gardens in southern India, and thriving in wetlands from Malaysia to Madagascar. This plant contains specific molecules proven to activate your own collagen production machinery. It does not need advertising because it has been advertising itself through results for 3 millennia. The choice belongs to you now. You can continue purchasing processed animal parts in capsules. You can trust that some fraction of those amino acids might reach your skin. You can pay monthly for the rest of your life, or you can grow a plant. One plant self-propagating, a permanent supply. Medicine in your garden that tells your cells to build their own collagen. No subscription required, no supply chain necessary, no corporation needed. The research is published, the mechanism is proven, the plant is available. The only question is whether you will act on what you now know. If this story changes the way you look at the ancient herbs in your garden, please subscribe and like the channel. We are excavating the history they tried to bury. Plant the future. The next treasure will be open soon.